Hello and welcome to Turbo Thumbs. I am Rasta Joe, and this is Thumb Through, and we are thumbing through The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening DX for the Game Boy Color. Now this is going to be the final episode of this thumb through, so I want to talk about a subject near and dear to my heart. Let's get to it.
Okay, so I brought us back here because I want to show you a few more last things before we end the game. So, as I mentioned before, you can actually steal from this shop, and it makes for a really good picture. I'm not going to do any voices this time. Come on. Because I just want to tell the story. And as soon as I get this guy to let me steal this shit, I'll get that started. There we go. Guess what? You got it for free. Are you proud of yourself? So if we go back in here, you'll see that now he's really pissed. And zaps the shit out of you. And now for the rest of the game, you'll be known as Thief. No one will call you by your name anymore. You're just Thief, that's it. But anyway, I'll show you what's mirror in here real quick. As a thief, someday you'll leave this island. Blah 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 blah. Yep, blah blah blah. Come on. Alright, so anyway, what I wanted to talk about this time was a good friend of mine who, a few years ago, unfortunately, we lost to cancer. And her name was Stina. Or at least we called her Stina. Not Jesus. Left, up, right, up, left, up, right, up. Okay. So the first time I met Stina, she was, she was, well, I was on my bike. And this was back in high school, I guess. So I was riding my bike through the neighborhood, and she happened to be sitting on the end of a driveway, and I didn't even notice her, actually. But as I rode past, I was just riding, not really paying attention to what was going on, and all of a sudden I just hear, "Hello!" in, like, cute little, like, pixie-type voice. And it surprised me. I didn't, like I said, I didn't see her. And I looked back, and there she was, just grinning at me. She had just been messing with me, obviously. But, so yeah, that was, and I didn't, like, stop or anything. I just kept riding, because I didn't know who she was. But anyway, alright, I'm gonna buy some more of the potion here. The next time I saw her after that, we were at, me and my buddy Mel were at a pool party for somebody's birthday. And so at this party, you know, we're out in the pool messing around, and she shows up, and we chatted with her a little bit, but we still, you know, didn't know her at the time. But it started raining in the middle of the party, and like raining bad. And so we were all stuck, like everybody at the party was just kind of stuck under this little sunshade thing. Oh yeah, let me show you guys the picture album for the final time. So we're stuck under this sunshade thing, and me and Mel didn't have a ride home. I guess neither of our parents could pick us up or something. The Travels of Thief. Do you want to look at your album? Oh yeah, I said I wasn't going to do voices, whatever. So yeah, we didn't have a ride home, and Christina's mom shows up, and they had a minivan, I think it was. And so she, being one of the kindest people ever, just offered us a ride. A couple dudes that she didn't even know, really. Offered us a ride home, and so we talked some more on that ride home, and after that we were all good friends and hung out and invited each other to our parties and whatnot. Here's the picture we just took of stealing those bombs. So you can see the shopkeeper facing the other way while Link sneaks out. I wish I knew what those signs behind there said. Something in Japanese. But anyway. So yeah, year or two later down the road, I just got back from my army training, and forget how it came up, but we went over to Stina's new house, which family kind of had money. They had a pretty nice house in a nice neighborhood. I mean, like, kind of a big house in, like, a real nice gated community. But we ended up going over there and playing video games, and I don't know what it was, but suddenly I just kind of felt attracted to her. And so when the people I was with were getting ready to leave, I was like, you know, I think I'm gonna hang around. And so I hung out and played some more video games with Stina. And when I tried asking her out originally, she actually turned me down. But after that, we did finally go out, and we just really hit it off and became boyfriend and girlfriend. Well, sorry, there's a mosquito in here trying to eat me. Oh, he's right on my nuts. Man, I just hit myself in the balls. Ah. Anyway, here goes the true ballad of the windfish. So let's listen to that real quick. There you go, the egg busts open after all the music is played there. And so, well, let me back up a little bit. So, like I mentioned, Stina, we lost her to cancer. And the type of cancer she had was leukemia. And for those of you who don't know, leukemia is basically cancer of the blood. Your bone marrow starts to, I don't know if it's produced blood cells wrong, or produces too many blood cells, or what exactly it is. But, yeah, that's what she had, and she was diagnosed for the first time when she was, like, 16, I think. And, so the treatment for that is, bone marrow transplant. And also chemotherapy. Which, if you don't know, is really hard on the body. And so, let's see, I can't remember what weapons I'm supposed to use first. I think it's powder. So anyway, she would, when she got diagnosed, she went up to North Carolina, Durham, North Carolina, where there's, what is it? This children's hospital. I forget what it's called. St. Jude's, I think that's it. St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And so she'd actually been up there and got a bone marrow transplant from a guy in Germany. And the reason transplant had to come from so far away was because there's like 10 different factors in getting a bone marrow transplant. You have to have like 9 out of 10 matching factors or something like that. and so it's very hard to find a good match. But anyway, you only get one bone marrow transplant, I guess, but she had gone through the cancer coming back several times in her life. I think the end total was like 4 or 5, which is a lot. Most people don't survive after the second one, or survive through the second one, I should say. But anyway, when I got back from the army and was trying to ask her out, she had just gotten back from, damn it, that was dumb. She had just gotten back from one of her treatments up in Durham, and I guess she just got out of a relationship with a guy that we knew, and he was kind of a weirdo, and I think she didn't feel comfortable getting into another relationship, but eventually she did let me ask her out, and what movie did we go see? I think we went and saw Beer Fest. And after that, we went down to the local beach, and it was a very romantic time. Let's see, I can't remember what I'm supposed to attack this guy with. I think it's the boots. Yeah. Whew. But, so yeah, me and Stina, we were together for some time. I can't remember exactly how long, but, during that time, we, well, it was kind of a bad influence on her, I guess. She should have been being more healthy, but at that time I was into trying different drugs and smoking weed and just kind of being a piece of shit, really. And that rubbed off on her more than I wish it had. But eventually we ended up breaking up because I was stupid and started having wandering eye. Jesus Christ, man. What is it with this guy? Ah, there we go. Okay. Now it's the final form. So anyway, we broke up, but we didn't lose our friendship. We were such good friends by that point that the breakup, we just decided to keep being friends afterwards. And, well, when the next time came around that her cancer came back, you know, she had to go back up to Durham again. And so I can't remember, I think I flew up there later after she'd already been there a while. Give me your freaking eyeball. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die. But my mom said that after I got there, it was like the treatment turned around and she just started getting better. Oh my god, give me your freaking eyeball. Oh, damn it, I died. Like, not focused enough on the game. Shit, I need more health. And I need more potion now. Great. Alright, sorry everybody. It's gonna take a little bit longer. But anyway, after I got there, like I said, her treatment started working more. She started being more active. Before that, her mom said that she was just kind of lethargic in the bed and tired, didn't really want to do anything, but just having me there made a difference. And so they got her cancer into remission, and we all drove home together, And yeah, me, her, and her mom drove home together, and just went back to, you know, life as usual. And I think maybe it was before that time, or maybe right after, she decided to go to college. She'd had trouble with school because of her treatments. I think she graduated high school, but okay, I went way past where I meant to go. But she kept having to miss classes in high school because of her treatments. And so, why did I bring that up? There's something else I wanted to mention. She was going to school for photography. She just loved photography. She had real nice cameras. And, man, where was I going with that? Anyway, so, unfortunately, the cancer came back. And, I remember she was in the hospital down here. And they were getting ready to ship her up to North Carolina. She had to take like an air ambulance or something because of, you know, being sick. But they were supposed to take her like in the afternoon, I guess. And I remember it was my army drill weekend. And after I got out, I thought they already took her. She was gone. I was kind of sad and depressed. I didn't get to say goodbye to her or anything before she left. And so I ended up, in my sadness, going to a strip club, which sounds stupid, but so I went to this strip club, and right as I walked in the door, I got a call, and it was her, and she was saying that they had to like hold off for a few hours or something like that. And so I turned around and walked back out of the strip club. Didn't even see one boobie. I walked out of the strip club and hopped in my car and just hauled ass for the hospital she was at. And so I got my chance to talk to her and wish her well, say goodbye. But when they were loading her in the ambulance that was going to take her to the airport, I just got this bad feeling. Like, this might be the last, this probably is the last time I'm going to see her. I don't want to say I knew, but I just felt really strongly like it was the last time. And, I actually kind of broke down and was kind of tearing up on the way home. And after that, at the time I was working the security job at the library. And this was before I found the praying mantises out there. Oh, I gotta get my shit together and stop getting hit. But, so yeah, I was talking to her on the phone, and she was just out of it. Like, I talked to her a few times, and each time it was just like hard to hold the conversation. She just like couldn't pay attention. She was so like worn out and exhausted and like falling asleep on the phone. And it just wasn't seeming so good. And so I started thinking, you know, maybe I better go up there and see her. And I don't know what it was, but something made me change my mind. I just suddenly thought, oh well, she's already beat it 4 times. Oh, nice! I got out of the way of that one. She's already beat it 4 times. She doesn't need me to be able to get over it. And so I ended up not going. And I think it was only a few days later that I saw on Facebook her aunt posted. It was Thanksgiving Day. I woke up that morning and I checked Facebook, and her aunt said that she had lost her niece, and I just like froze. Like I was like, oh shit, this can't be right, this can't be real. And I called her mom, and unfortunately it was. So Thanksgiving Day of like 2010, I want to say, she finally succumbed to her illness, and I just couldn't do anything the rest of that day. Every year for me now, Thanksgiving is kind of a tough day. I don't really want to do anything. I do anyway because, you know, it's about being with family and but anyway, the whole ordeal just sent me into a real bad depression, and I was getting to the point where I just couldn't take it. Ah, fuck you, squeezing me in the wall. Alright. And so, it got so bad that I was like, I kind of made the decision that I was just going to end my own life. And, I hadn't really thought about how I was going to do it, only that I wanted to do it, or that I was going to do it, I guess. And, my dad, somehow, I mean, I did my best to hide it, but somehow he saw through me, and he just sent me a text one day. I forget exactly what it said, and I didn't save the text, unfortunately. There we go. But, it said something like, I can tell you're depressed, and I know you're hurting, but, you know, don't do anything with it. You just gotta give it time. And it's weird. At that time, I really didn't like my dad. Just, you know, I lived at home with my parents at the time, and, you know, there's no real rational reason why teenagers hate their parents or young people hate their parents. It's just the way I felt. And thankfully, my relationship with my dad is much better now. But so yeah, like I said, I just kind of hated my dad at that time, and when he said that to me, it pissed me off that he was able to see through me and to see that I was actually thinking about committing suicide. But in a weird way, that actually saved me, because of the fact that it pissed me off that he saw through me, I just felt like I had to prove him wrong. And it sounds stupid, but that's all it took to flip the switch for me to go from wanting to end my life to wanting to live, was just to prove my dad wrong. And it's so stupid, but, you know, I'm so glad that he did that and that it worked on me, because now I'm alive, and living is always better than being dead. But yeah, so I still think about Stina an awful lot. Once in a while, I'll get to see her in my dreams, and sadly, usually what happens is she'll be there in the dream, and I'll be happy that she's alive, and I'll be like, oh, how did you come back? And then I realize that, you know, she's not back and that it's a dream. And usually about that point, I'll wake up and realizing that it was just a dream, it used to make me kind of sad, but now I'm just happy that I do get to see her in my dreams again. And yeah, I am glad that when we broke up, that our friendship didn't end at that point. And I've learned from that experience that when you break up a relationship, when you break up with someone, or if someone breaks up with you, you know, there's no point in being angry or avoiding the person. You know, there's no benefit to not seeing a person unless the person you were with was like abusive or something. You know, if you guys just break up just because of, you know, some little difference of opinion or whatever, it's it just makes more sense to keep your friendship rather than say, oh, we're broken up, so, you know, we can't even be in the same room ever again. And I get that could be hard if, like, maybe one person was cheated on, but, you know, I think that it's much better to just do the adult thing, overcome the bad feelings, and at least be neutral to the person, you know? Like, there's some people that my wife and I used to be friends with, and I guess we're not friends with them now, but that's stupid. I mean, okay, so person A made person B mad, so you're just ending a friendship of several years over that? That's so stupid. There's no benefit there. You're not gaining anything, you know? You're losing friends because you can't get over some little difference, or you can't get over something someone said. But that's pointless. You're hurting yourself and them, and no one benefits. Well, we made it to the end of Link's Awakening here. It's kind of weird that they made the credits transparent here. It's kind of weird and flashy. I don't know if it already looks weird and flashy on the capture, I guess. For some reason, the capture doesn't like GBA footage, or Game Boy footage, I should say. Blah, can't talk. Ah, got myself kind of down now, talking about all this stuff. But the game's great. If you get a chance to pick up a copy of Link's Awakening, I highly recommend it. I recommend the DX version, obviously, because it's in color. A little more than just a plain Game Boy version. But this game definitely proves that Zelda could work on the simple Game Boy platform. There's the windfish, which you may notice is not actually a fish, but some sort of decorated whale. Reminds me of the decorated elephants that you see in India. Wonder what that's all about. Well, anyway, so unfortunately, I didn't get the perfect ending here. I missed out on those two pieces of heart, and so I guess we won't get to see it. But Shigeru Miyamoto, there you go. But we get to see ending. And that's it. I'm pretty sure it sticks right there and nothing you press gets it back. And that's just the interface. Nope. All you can do is turn it off.
So one thing I forgot to mention was that the last time Stina went up for treatment, when I didn't go to see her, I always felt bad about that. I always felt like maybe if I'd been there I could have done something, or maybe my presence there would have helped to turn around her treatment or perk her up like it did before. But I guess that's your life lesson. If you think you should be doing something, go do it. Well, for those of you who have watched through this entire playthrough, I want to thank you so much. I know it's been a long one. I appreciate you checking it out, though. Now you know a little bit more about Rasta Joe. But that's it for my first Zelda game ever. First I ever owned, and the first time playing on Turbo Thumbs here. Well, that's it for this time. If you like what you've seen here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. You can also follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/turbothumbs or on Twitter at twitter.com/turbo_thumbs. I have been Rasta Joe. That's it for this time on Thumb Through, and thank you for checking out Turbo Thumbs.